This is your girl, Coach O. Gonna give you a few minutes to join. Give me 1 second. I want to respond to something here. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to join. Good evening, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining. As you come on, hit the share button. Hit the share button. Invite someone. Click. Hope you stay on here with me. I had to take a break from my. I was preparing for my board and everything, but honey, my good evening, D. Thank you so much for joining. My sinuses are so sensitive, and those perfume samples in those magazines, they were about to take me out. I had to stop, take some medicine. So I said I got to get a breather from all these different fragrances hitting me. So here we are. So you see what the title of this live feed is. 2021 called for a drive increase. You are pulling the team down. Good evening, Wanda. Thank you so much for joining. What's up? You have been looking amazing. I love you too. So glad to be here. But as I was sitting here, going through my magazines, getting ready to get this vision board ready, because we have to be ready, honey, for the new year, and we don't wait until we be ready. Right? Good evening, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and invite someone. Hit the share button. Get your folks on here. But anyway, I had to take a break from those magazines because those perfume samples and all that, honey, they was working on me. But anyway, here we are. So if you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out your head into your life. But you know what it's going to take to get your dreams in your life as your reality. First, you see what that title is on that live feed, on this feed, right? It says that 2021 is going to call for a drive increase because you bringing the team down. If you on a team with no drive, you are bringing the team down. So this is not to beat nobody up. This is for us, each of us, to do a self-evaluation, and especially if you are in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, this is what Coach O needs you to do. I'm gonna help you out. I don't care if you're the man, I don't care if you're the woman. If you are in a relationship, Coach O is going to help you out tonight. You need to pull your weight. Now, no, you may not have to do the same thing. One may be working, one may not be working. Whatever that mix up is, whatever. But this is the thing. I'm going to tell you what I see. This is what I see. Have you noticed in relationship or in a partnership or in a business ship? Good evening, Princess. Thank you so much for joining. Or in a friendship, if you are the one that is always having to carry the weight, you the one always having to pull and drag, and you the one always having to do, and you the one always having to give. And as I was sitting here in between me cutting out a few pictures and just sitting there and thoughts running through my head, and I put a post out there that sometimes when you're with a person that don't have no drive. Now, don't just look at this as a romantic relationship. This can be a friendship, this can be a partnership, business ship, whatever kind of ship you want it to be. But anyway, when you are in a ship with somebody, you put what kind of relationship you have. But when you are in a relationship with someone, not just romantic, but when you're in a relationship that it requires for both of us to have drive. Sometimes drive can just be words of encouragement. If you're sitting around people that they always nagging and they have low energy, they're dragging, they're never excited, they never bring any sunshine, they always is rain, honey, you would more so adapt to that, because it is so hard. You trying to have drive for everybody. You trying to have drive for the team and for the whole business, for the office. You trying to have drive for the whole company. Do you know how far that would take you? Just think about if you was working on a job and you got all these negative people and you come in with your hopping, positive, whistling, smiling, happy self. How long do you think that lasts when every day you go in, you speak and they don't speak? They don't never have nothing to bring to the table. They don't never have any ideas. They don't never have, eventually you're going to figure, okay, well, I don't care. They don't care. I don't care. Sometimes, and you can try to do that for a while, but in some cases, you have some people that do not budge. You have some people that do not change. You got some people that do not flex. And when you have people that do not change and will not flex, and they figure they don't care, in their mind, they saying, I don't care what you do. I'm just coming in here to do my job. You got people, when you are the person with all the drive and you're trying to divide that up among the team, eventually you become overwhelmed. And guess what? You start adapting to the lower end. So you're living beneath your privilege. And this probably not be a good example, but I'm gonna tell you. You can be this clean, neat freak, and you got some nasty person you dealing with. Eventually, you stop figuring, okay, they gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna see how long they gonna leave it there. And then you start doing that in every room and in every place. It's a pile up. It's a pile up. So you start adapting to that pile up. And so how many times have you had a person, and there's so many different examples. How many times have you had a person, you're trying to watch your weight and you got a person that's overweight? A lot of times you end up figuring, well, I'm tired of fixing 2 different kinds of food. And so since this is what he wants, I'm just going to eat this too. And you keep on doing that. But we have to have some standards coming in 21. In 2021, we've had a rough 2020. We have to have some standards. And you find yourself living beneath your privilege because you didn't fell in love with, you didn't got in partnership with, you didn't get in a friendship with somebody that don't have no drive. And you trying to be the positive one. And I know a lot of times we think these relationships are charged like batteries. I know you got to have a negative and a positive on your battery, but baby, that's not the way life works. Life cannot operate on no negative and positive. Well, I'm studying trying to kick in and put in energy. And see, right now, in my space by myself, I'm talking to people. You sharing space with somebody and you're living beneath your privilege because you're trying to divide everything that you have among the two of you. And somebody, I mean, can you do something? Can you do something? We got to get out of this mode. And then you got to really ask yourself, what is it? What is it? And see, for me, I'm not married. I'm not married right now. But I'm not lowering my standards to be married. You have to be at a point to say, this is what I like. And we're going to be on this level because we can go up together, but we ain't doing no going down. No, we're not going to do no going down. So we have to know what we want and go after that. And not get tired of wanting what you want. And since it don't come, you will settle. See, that's where this complacency come in at. That's where you are settle for what you can get versus what you want. That's where you figure, I'm going to lower my standards. So this upcoming year, we got about 4 days and a half, almost 5 days or whatever. This year, it calls for you to increase your drive. And that's for everybody on the team. You can't have no bog hog on the team. Baby, the team is made up of 5. I need you. This is what I need you to do. I need you to pass the ball to somebody else that's been practicing on their shots too. This is not about you. Team don't have no, this is not about the team. Team do not have an I in it. We need you to play as a team player and not an I man. Not a one man. Come on now. You're going to have to bring something to the table in 2021. And not make it so hard on the rest of the team because you don't want to play as a team player. I need you to increase your drive. Increase your drive. Increase your drive. And then, why is it everyone has to pull their own weight and play their role? Yes. Why is it that I was thinking today, I was sitting at the river, and that's usually my place for creativity and my mind, my imagination, and all these things run rampant when I'm around water, in the shower, and things like that. But why is it that when you have a desire, and then you are closely connected with someone and they don't have no desire? See, that's where we get it mixed up at. Again, we're not batteries. So stop thinking that you're the energetic bunny and that you can pull the weight for the whole team, all these different sorts of types of things. You're not a battery. You're going to have some positive energy pulling with positive energy, and not positive energy and negative is pulling from it. You have to have drive in 2021. And you will find yourself being discouraged. You will find yourself being disappointed. You will find yourself getting disconnected from your dream because you're around somebody that's constantly up in your ear, telling you it's not possible, wondering why you're doing the things that you're doing. You're going to have to get your calendar right. You're going to have to get your set time right for when you're doing what you're doing and the time that you can spend with people. But see, we cannot let life schedule our calendar for us. We have been pulled in so many different directions to now we have just gotten discouraged with the things that we desire to do, and so now we just doing whatever whatever happened, whatever it is. Some people say I'm down with whatever. No, I'm not down with no whatever. I'm not down with no whatever. We're gonna have to have a plan. And where there is no plan, it said, the word says where there is no vision that the people will perish. You got to have a vision, you got to have a plan, and you got to have some goals. And when you have goals, your goal is nothing but direction. It's a roadmap on where you're going. And you got to have drive. You cannot sleep around and lay around all day talking about you don't know what the day gonna bring. Every time you look up, all you doing is glued up in the TV watching somebody else live their dream while you letting yours die. You need a plan for 2021. And I'm not just telling you to get no plan because I'm working on this vision board, because I work on my vision board every year. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do lifestyle. I do life changes. The things that I've changed 5 years ago, they still in place today. See, a lot of times we want to do a temporary change, but then it's almost like losing weight. You lose weight, and when you gain weight, you gain the weight that you lost, and then you gain some more back with it, right? So we got to get to where we having permanent changes, where we're working on our finances, we're working on our personal development, we're working on ourselves, we're working on our relationship. And see, the thing that you don't want to talk about, you ain't gonna fix. A lot of times we don't want to talk about these different things. These comments are not coming up. I'm about to move this thing. I'm not pulling dead weight. That's right. Me neither. We have to get this stuff out in front of us. A lot of stuff that we don't want to put no time into it. We figure if we sweep it under the rug, we don't have to see it. But honey, it's humps up under the rug. It's up under there. It's not on top, but it's up under there. We must increase in our drive. Increasing our drive. Oh, I know what I was about to say. I was sitting at the river, and I was just thinking, how sometimes we can just go through life just existing. Get up and go to bed doing the same thing every day. Do you know somebody that get up, do nothing all day long, go to sleep, and they repeat that cycle day after day, week after week, month after month, And then you wonder what a time went. You haven't did anything with the time that you had because you just sitting around doing what? Doing what? We have to increase our desires. If you don't have a burning desire, guess what? You're not going to go after anything. Your drive, your drive have to be, you got to be in top gear. Your drive have to be positive. It have to be fierce. It have to have a goal. It have to have something to achieve. When you don't have no target, guess what? You can shoot. You can shoot your little bow and arrow anywhere. And there was a story I remember reading one time. I heard something somewhere where the guy, he was shooting his bow and arrow up against the fence. And every time his arrow sticking to the fence, he'll go and draw a circle around it. Now, think about that. That you got all these circles everywhere. So it made him feel like he was hitting his target, but he wasn't nowhere near where he needed to be. He was nowhere near the bull's eye. And how many of us are nowhere near the bull's eye? We're just shooting our arrow where we may. And then we go draw a circle around it. And it make us feel really good. We sit there and we'll watch TV. We sit there and we just we sitting on the porch and looking at everything that's passing by. And we're looking at everything that's doing what they're doing. And we feel like we have accomplished something in the day's time. We sit there and we just, but where's the drive? Where is the drive? And a new year come and everybody, 2021 gonna be better. 2021 is not gonna even be different. It's gonna be an extension on the time that you already had. Because if you do not change anything that you're doing, you gonna roll what you're not doing right into 2021, and nothing is gonna change. Nothing is changing but the days on your calendar, because it's gonna feel the same way. Have you ever noticed when you sit in the house so long and the only thing you're doing is changing clothes, that every day seems the same? And that's why Saturday don't feel like a Saturday. You don't know if it's Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, because nothing is happening. Nothing is happening, so you lose track of the day. Just because you change clothes don't mean that there are some new things that's going on. It is time for us to increase our drive and say that, you know what, I have a goal. I have a goal. And if I am not where I want to be, I need to look at this thing. I need to see what I need to change. I need to see what I need to start, what I need to stop, what I need to adjust. I need to look at where is the breakdown in my plan. Where is the breakdown in my process? So I want to share a few tips with you. Let me pull up my little notes. I'm gonna share about 4 or 5 tips with you, because you probably think I ain't talking about nothing, but I'm talking. Let me pull up a few tips for you. So I'm gonna give you about 5 tips, and we're gonna get out of here. So number 1, live your life with no regrets. Live your life with no regrets. When I hear people speaking about regrets, the thing that I hear people regretting the most is the thing that they didn't do, the places that they didn't go, and the stuff that they did not try. You never hear people regretting, you don't hear people regretting, being able to work another day on their job. They wish they can just work one more shift. They wish they can just work one more hour. People usually, on their last, usually people, when you hear people in their last days and last hours, they regretted not making more memories. They regretted not spending more time with their family. They regretted not being there more with their family. They don't regret working an extra hour or working overtime or doing some things on their job. So you have to get to a point that you live your life without regrets. That the things that you want to try and do and be, do them. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you can't do it. You're up in age. You don't have the money. Don't wait. Because see, we all have time. We make time for what we want to. I just want to get that out there. We make time for what we want to. And we have money for what we want to. A lot of times I don't have the money for that. If it was something you wanted, you would get it. If you really wanted it, you would get it. If you had a burning desire for it, you would get it. So number one, live a life with no regrets. Number two, follow your heart and get out of your head. Get out of your head. Your head got all type of stuff in there. It's mixed up like goulash. You got a little this and you got a little that, but you follow your heart and get out of your head, and you will find that you will go so much farther, and you will get so much more done, and you will be so much more happier. Get out of your head and get into your heart. Number three, you got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, if you don't have no standards, you will find yourself, as I began, when I started off saying, when you don't have, when you don't stand for nothing, you don't have no standards. When you don't stand for nothing, you won't have no drive. Whatever a person said do, you ready to do it. You have to stand for something or you will fall for anything. You will fall for everything. So you have to have a stance. Sometimes you got to say, these right here are my non-negotiables. These are my non-negotiables. You got to have some non-negotiables in your life. See, don't get it. Certain stuff is not even a question about being flexible. There are some things that you can compromise. There's some things that, we can work together and will and do. But you got to have some non-negotiables about yourself. And I don't care who you with. I don't care who you're working with and what you're doing. Some things requires for non-negotiables. So you must stand for something or you will fall for anything. Number 4, focus. Focus. You need to focus. You are not focused. You are all over the place. Everything is drawing your attention. Now you're doing a little this and you're doing a little that, you're doing a little this, and you feel like you're not doing anything. And guess what? In all honesty and truth, you're not. Because you started a lot of stuff, but you finished nothing. Can we go there? You have started a lot of stuff, but you haven't finished anything. You have to be ready to start and finish something. And when you're able to put it down on a list and baby said, check, I done got that done. Check, I'm finished with that. Check. Where are you checking things off in your life? Focus. And stop having this shiny object syndrome that every time you see something shining and flashing and blinging, that's where your attention is. They call it squirrel syndrome too. Everything catch your attention. Focus. You have to focus. And then the fifth thing that I'm going to share with you, and I'm done, going to get out of here, is be willing to take some risk. You're taking risk in these crazy relationships with these people that's pulling you down. Be willing to take some risk on yourself that will build you up. Be willing to take some risk. Risk is a necessary component of progress. You are not going to progress and do the things that you're thinking that's going to be big and later on worth it if you don't take any risk. Risk is required, and there are some healthy risks. There are some unhealthy risks, but you're going to have to be prepared to take some risks if you're looking to be successful. Now, if you want to be normal, and if you want to be small, and you want to continue to be what you've been being, don't do nothing different. Don't take no risk. But risk is required in success. So we're going to get ready to get out of here. But 2021 calls for a drive increase. I need you to, bump it up a notch. Stop just selling for whatever passed by. You said you don't have the money. You don't try to figure out how to get the money. You say you don't have time, but you don't do nothing to try to free up some of the time that you have, because you have 1,440 minutes. Everybody does. Everybody does. So We have to start putting some processes and putting some stuff in place to say that I may not have the money, but what can I do to get it? What can I do to get it? What can I add? What stream of income can I add to get it? And I may not have it today, but I can have it in a month. I can have it in 2 months. Put a time on it. Don't just say you don't have it and that's it. That's it. You said it. It's done. So the topic is closed. Subject matter is not discussable. It's not, we done. No, I don't have it. But you got to say, what can I do to get it? How can I get it to do this? Don't shut down. Don't be so quick to shut down stuff that may change your whole life. When you make a decision, one decision can change your whole life. One decision can mess your whole life up too. One decision can mess your whole entire life up too. And one decision can change your life. Look, we're getting ready to get out of here. I think I'm getting ready to go to bed. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, increase your drive. Don't settle for what somebody else got going on. If that's not what you want, don't settle for what somebody else have going on. You done adapted somebody else's drive, and their drive is not taking you anywhere. You don't really like it. Stop adapting to stuff that you don't like. Stop adapting to stuff that is not taking you anywhere. Stop adapting to stuff that's not challenging you. You need to be challenged. You need to be challenged. Living life with no regrets. Yes. You live your life. I told somebody today, I've been too close to dead too many times to not to live my life to the fullest. Because if it wasn't worth me living it to the fullest, I could have died in the car wreck. But I didn't. I could have died in other cases where I know I was in the midst of danger. I remember I was so far out in the water in Florida, I couldn't see no land. We had lost sense of direction. Them people had to come and pull us back in. I could have been dead and gone. But I wasn't. And since I wasn't, I'm going to live and not die. I am going to live and not die. If we're going to live, it's not about you're here for a purpose. Amen. Letting God lead you. Amen. Well, if we're going to be here, why not live our life? Living is not you going to sleep and getting up, sitting around complaining about how bad life is, and you repeating that cycle every day. If we're going to live, live. And if we're going to die, you can finish that. But anything that is not living is dying. There's nothing in between. You can't be kind of sort of living. You can't be kind of sort of dying. It's either you dying a slow death daily, or you're working toward living life. What is it that you're doing? Why is it that nothing is pushing you? Why is it that nothing is propelling you? Why is nothing is causing you to want more out of life? Stop just sitting around settling for what you get. There's more out there. But guess what? If we don't go after more don't just come. It don't just come. You got to want more. You got to want more. But you know what we do? When we begin to say that I'm good with what I have, guess what? What you have is all you going to get. When you say, and it's good for us to be grateful for what we have. But you are cutting off the blessing of what you could have when you say you happy with what you got. You happy with what you got. And when you don't want no more is not going to come to you. As we like to say, the universe is not going to bring you anymore because you got enough. You feel like you have enough. But you really don't have enough because you can't help nobody. You can't do nothing for nobody. And you barely can help yourself. How is it that you got enough when you don't have enough? We got to think about that thing. Because see, the words that we speak, we say, I'm good. No, you're not good. You're not good. You're only good because you don't know how to get better. Love you too, Shanti. You only good because you are afraid to go after more. So you are settled and say that you good and you got everything that you need. You don't have everything that you need. And if you have everything that you need, do you have an overflow so you can help somebody else have what they need? No. So you got to make up in your mind that your drive is going to be different. Your decision is going to be different. You're going to move in a different direction and you're going to get a different outcome. Why? Because you have a different expectation. You got to have a different expectation because guess what? If you don't expect nothing, boo, you ain't get nothing. You're not. Because when you don't expect nothing and you're not going to get nothing because you ain't going to do nothing. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to go to bed and you're going to get up and you're going to go to bed and you're going to get up. You're not going to take any action toward the thing that you could have because you say you don't want anything. You good. And then you will look at other people that's going after their dreams and living their dreams. They're doing something totally bipolar opposite of what you're doing every day. And you want to hate on them. You got a problem with them. You're jealous of them. You're envy of them. And you want to look at them all funny. But they're willing to do something that you're not. You think you're supposed to sleep all day. You think you're supposed to sit around watching TV all day. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to get with nobody. You don't want to partner with nobody. You don't want to go and work with nobody. You're going to have to change your attitude because nothing going to change but your calendar. Your life will remain the same if you don't do something different because we know that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So if you're looking for a better 2021, what you going to do different? That's my question for you. And that's the last question I'm going to ask you tonight. What are you going to do different in 2021? Look, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, your behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dream out of your head into your life. What are you going to do different in 2021? I hope you have a good night.